Hello everyone, I am so excited for today's video. I have partnered with Cricut and I'm so excited to share how easy it is to make your own reusable stencils and chipboard embellishments for mixed media projects and card making. But first, I want to tell you just a little bit about the Cricut just in case you're in the market for one. So the Cricut Explore Air 2 can cut over 100 different materials from cardstock, vellum, vinyl, stencil material, lightweight chipboard, just to name a few. All right, so I am here on the Cricut website, and as you could see, it comes in so many different colors and bundles. So if you are in the market for one, I suggest finding your favorite color and trying to figure out what bundle is right for you, because that's going to be the best value. I was so impressed at how quick and easy it was to set up the Cricut Explore Air 2, and also how user-friendly it is. The Cricut has Bluetooth wireless technology, which is amazing because that means I don't have to have the cord going from my computer to the machine, and sometimes all the cords around my room get really hard to work around, so one less cord is absolutely a plus for me. Alright, I'm sure you're wondering, how easy can it really be to cut out stencils and chipboard for mixed media projects and card making? Well, let me show you. Alright, so I am so excited to share with you how easy it is to cut out chipboard. Well, technically it's a cereal box, but we are recycling, so that's a plus as well. You can always layer 2 or 3 of the cuts on top of each other if you want a more dimensional piece. So I added the cardboard to the mat. I have the standard grip. So what I did was I added some tape along the edges. That way it was a little bit more secure. I am going to now load it into my Cricut. There is 2 guide notches, well, at least that's what I'm calling them, on the sides to make sure that the mat is pretty centered. All right, so after the mat is loaded, I'm going to now take you into Cricut Design Space. I'm going to show you how simple and quick it is to cut out something using the Cricut. So I am browsing backgrounds. I found that these images were best for the faux chipboard embellishment type look that I was going for. So I selected the image that I wanted. I am going to resize it and then click Make, and it will bring you into the screen where you want to make sure that everything looks right. In this case, this image actually has 2 layers to it. I'm only going to cut out the first layer. So I am going to set the material. I am going to select light chipboard. I am also going to select more pressure. That way I know that it's cutting it out. After you do all of your selections, the Cricut button is going to blink. You are going to click that or press the Cricut button, and then there is a progress screen on your computer. That screen was sped up to, I believe, 4 times the speed. It does not go that fast, especially when you're cutting out thicker material. With the lightweight chipboard setting, it cuts out twice to make sure that all of the lines and the image is cut out really well. I am also using just the regular blade that the Cricut comes with. I'm not using any special blade for this. The Cricut Explore Air 2 cuts out lightweight chipboard, which I found was about the same thickness of a cereal box. As you could see with all of this up close footage, I was really intrigued at how precise the cuts are on this really small, intricate design. So after it was done, I took it to my work surface, and now I am just going to take it off of the mat, which I found was really simple. Some of the little pieces got stuck, but I just popped them out. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't have to cut them out or anything like that. They just popped right out. Because this is a thicker material, it did need a little bit of help. But as you could see, the cut is amazing, and I cannot wait to cut even more, and the possibilities are just endless with this machine. Before I used the machine, I didn't do any research on how to cut stencils or chipboard or anything like that. I wanted to have a real honest opinion to let you guys know if it was just that easy. and it is, I promise you. All right, so we are back in Cricut Design Space. This image was found just searching backgrounds again. I found that that search was the best one for me for the images that I wanted to cut out. So I'm going to choose the material, and I went all the way down to where it says plastic and chose the setting stencil film. And again, I didn't do any research on how to do this, so honestly, I was just guessing at this point, but I am glad that it worked out. So I am going to take my standard grip mat and add the stencil material. This is just some stencil material that I found online. Cricut does not sell reusable stencil material. They sell stencil vinyl, which is completely different product. You can use the stencil vinyl more for like DIY projects or things like that, but I wanted a reusable stencil for my mixed media projects. All right, so I am just taking the scraper tool and varnishing on the material to the cutting mat to make sure that it's on there really nicely. And being able to make my own stencils is definitely a game changer because I am obsessed with stencils. So being able to make my own and having unique stencils for my mixed media projects is definitely something that I am looking forward to. And I have only scratched the surface for all of these things that I'm showing you today. I can't wait to carve out some time and actually design my own stencil in Cricut Design Space, maybe tweak one or something like that to really make it unique and my own. All right, so the Cricut is done cutting out the stencil. I am taking this poker tool to get the stencil off of the mat. A little tip, if you have intricate designs like this, is to actually flip the mat over and take the mat off of the cut rather than the cut off of the mat. I found that out later, but I didn't film it, so in a future video I will definitely show you guys what I mean. But here's a look at a few of the stencils that I cut out and how intricate that the Cricut can cut. This one is probably one of my favorites. This one is so fun. It's like a mask and a stencil all in one. It's just amazing. I am loving using them. All right, so we are going back to Cricut Design Space and we are going to cut out a butterfly. All right, so if you are bored with all of the cutting and stuff like that, we are going to get to making the projects very soon in just a minute, I promise. But I definitely wanted to show you guys how easy it is to use the Cricut and how easy it is to cut things out. All right, so I chose the butterfly and I ungrouped the image because this one again has the double layers and I didn't want to cut out the bottom layer. So I wanted to cut out 3 different sizes, so I just duplicated the image twice and sized it down a little bit. And I'm going to go to the material, and this material that I'm going to cut out is from Cricut. It is called True Brushed Paper, and it is very thick paper with a very beautiful sheen, shimmery top layer, I guess, and a very thick bottom layer, so it has to cut it out twice. You will see that butterfly in just a second, but I wanted to get into the project. So I wanted to show you guys the stencil in action. And as you could see, the stencil is very fine, thin lines. So what I did to make sure that the stencil wasn't going to move around was I added some repositionable adhesive on the back of it. And I did that to all of my stencils. You get a few uses out of it. And I found that it was best because these lines are so fine and thin that of course I don't want the stencil to move around. So I am just going to add some ink to this tag. And I'm using some blending brushes to do this. And then I'm going to go in with some glitter gel. This is going to make that color pop and just add so much interest to this tag. I wanted to show you that you can do everything that you normally would with a regular stencil with the stencils that you can make with the Cricut. So you see, I'm just going to pull it back and show you up close. Look at how shimmery that is. It's so beautiful. All right, remember that thin cardboard that we cut out, or the faux chipboard that I am trying to achieve? I am going to take some Versamark ink and some embossing powder and add it to this cardboard. I would do the exact same process with a store-bought chipboard piece that I would want to add to a project. I really love the white on a colored background, and in this case I'm going to add the chipboard to the tag. This is a different chipboard that I'm using on this tag, but you guys get the idea. I didn't want to bore you with me cutting out 500 different styles of cardboard. All right, and remember the butterfly that we cut out? It is so beautiful. The tag did sit overnight to make sure that glitter gel was dried all the way. So I am going to add some liquid adhesive to the back of this cardboard and add it to the tag. And I love the different designs on this tag. It just, with the pink and then the white and then this really dark blue intricate butterfly is just so beautiful. I mean, look at the tag. It is stunning. I cannot wait to send it to a friend. It's so beautiful. All right, I am going to show you a little snippet of the art journal page. Yes, we are going to make an art journal page with things that I cut out from the Cricut. And I love this stencil that I cut out. I don't show you again everything that I cut out because this video would have been probably 5 hours and you would have been bored. This design was just one that I found in the Cricut Design Space images, and I absolutely love it. So I'm taking some paste and I'm going to add it through the stencil, and as you could see, it is amazing. The lines on this stencil are so intricate. I am having so much fun finding unique designs and stencils and chipboard to cut out so that I have unique embellishments and things to add to my mixed media projects. Okay, so I'm not going to go in depth on how to create an art journal page. That's not what this video is about. I just wanted to show you quickly how I am adding the color to this page, and as you can see how it goes through all of that intricate design and the paste. It's so beautiful. I am wanting to show you the versatility of stencils just in case you're new to reusable stencils, but most likely if you're on my channel, you have dabbled in mixed media before. After the color and the paste dries, I'm going to take another stencil that I made using the Cricut, and I'm going to add a little bit more interest to the page using some permanent ink and a blending tool. This is going to add even more depth to this mixed media project. All right, so remember the chipboard that we made and I embossed. So I'm going to add that to the art journal page. I have this photo of my great-grandfather. He is the one on the right. I absolutely love this photo, and then I'm going to add another little snippet of that chipboard, and that is going to be it. I cannot believe that I made this art journal page using things that I cut out with my Cricut. So here is another look at the projects that I made today using my Cricut. So we cut out some chipboard, some stencils, and even a beautiful intricate butterfly embellishment. I absolutely love how these turned out, and I cannot wait to cut out more. And I want to thank Cricut for sending me the CRICUT Explore Air 2. I am so inspired to cut out even more chipboard, embellishments, and stencils. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as you saw, it was so quick and easy to create your own stencils and chipboard embellishments for mixed media projects and card making. If you liked the techniques shown in today's video, then you will absolutely love the playlist that I put together right here where I share even more tips, tricks, and techniques using stencils. So be sure to watch this playlist for more inspiration.